All right, everybody. Our next guest is a stand-up comedy legend. He's been around for 30 years in the industry. 40 years in the industry. He is the Pitbull of Comedy himself. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Bobby Slayton. Bobby, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. You know, it's funny because I've actually been doing this like 43 years. I started writing a book about 10 years ago, or maybe even a little bit longer, called, 30 Years in Comedy Hell. I was going to use the title Raging Bully, which was my first CD.
Yeah.
And, I kept rewriting it. And I think one of my inspirations was the great late Anthony Bourdain when he came out with Kitchen Confidential. And, I use him as my template, even though I'm not half the writer he is. But I said, well, I've got some amazing stories, and they might not like Billy Crystal hosting the Academy Awards, but over the years, doing the Gong Show, and I don't want to go into all the stories, but they were really, really funny. And then, I kept losing interest. I kept going on the road, and my attention span, maybe I have ADD, I don't know. Maybe I just don't give a shit. But anyway, so I'm writing the book. And then over the last couple of years, every comic, so many people now have books, every chef, every cook, it's like with, the first Elvis book came out, that is, every comedian started writing books. I'm going, the bookshelves are crammed with books, and people started releasing them, on the internet and selling themselves on Amazon. And I said, well, it just seems like a lot of work. Just getting you on this fucking Zoom shit was a lot of work. I know I'm like, hey, kids, today with the amount of technology, I still got my 8-track player. But it's like, I can't, I just don't like this. Yeah, I think I'd be farther along in my career if 4 or 5 years ago, I really embraced the whole, Twitter. And, I got into MySpace like 2 years after everybody else did. And then they were on to, Facebook. By the time we got to Facebook, everybody's on to TikTok. By the time we get, to Skype, everybody's on to Zoom. And then I go, I just don't give a shit, And by the way, I think I'm one of the few guys that goes on Twitter and I'll tweet something, not necessarily that offensive, but whatever it is, I lose people each time. Like maybe it's a Donald Trump joke. And even though most of my followers are fans and some, hate Trump, I'll lose 10 or 20 people. Then if you plug a gig, people say, well, you shouldn't use Twitter to plug a gig, and I'll lose another 5 people. And I try to make them humorous and funny, or I retweet something from, Steve Van Zandt or, Keith Richards, and then I lose more people. I go, it doesn't matter what I do. I think I might be one of the few people, and one of the only people in social media history to have minus followers. I'm on the road now to have like minus 10,000 followers on Twitter. I don't think anybody's ever hit that.
No, that might be definitely.
It's me.
Excellent. Well, hey, that's what makes you the Pitbull.
I drink now. It's only 4 o'clock here, but it's like 7 o'clock your time. But I'm supposed to let people know we're taping this. It's okay. We're supposed to pretend like we're live. Too late now. I fucked it up.
So you're in LA right now, right?
Yeah, by the way, let me say something else. You never let me get a word in. If you had any fucking balls, you would be broadcasting this from Governors with no gloves, no mask, you fucking pussy. It's okay to leave your house. It's all right.
There is one show that's still recording live from the Govs radio. It's a couple that live together and run the station, so they're still going in there and braving the radio station back there.
And you know what else? I'll tell you something else, because I know a lot of comedians. I know Jim Gaffigan, he's broadcasting, his breakfast with his family, and all these comics, who embrace the social media, who are doing great. They're doing their podcasts and they're Zooming shit. And I just don't. You know what? I'm home. I'm happy to be home. And all those years of doing stand-up, I miss a few clubs, but to be honest with you, I'm tired of stand-up, and I know I sound like a cranky old man, which I am, but I've been a cranky old man since I was a cranky young man. I've always been an old Jew trapped in a young Jew body. Now it's all coming into place.
You know what I mean? Certain things just sound like they're going to be fun until you do them. It's like the other morning, I had pancakes. I was in a restaurant. I never eat pancakes, but it sounded like a good idea. And every time you get pancakes, they're always terrible. These doughy, cholesterol-filled sacks of crap, and you take 2 bites, and you never finish them, but it sounded like a good idea.
I'm just tired of the travel. And, I guess there's people, you look at a guy like Jerry Seinfeld, who obviously doesn't need the money. I've got a new special coming out this week.
Who designed the bathroom stall with the under-display viewing window?
Brilliant guy, and one of the most brilliant comics ever. But, you know, loves to keep performing. Whoever thought that after Seinfeld he'd have 2 or 3 more specials, comedians, cars, getting coffee. If I had his money, I think I could retire forever, you know, because I'm very happy being quarantined. I mean, it's a horrible situation, but I'm lucky enough to have a nice house. A girlfriend who lives 5 minutes away, I don't have to live with her. And
oh, there you go.
You know, I know you're going to ask me some, you know, incisive questions, and I don't know if you were going to say anything about one of the big things going on now is that people, you know, certain states are opening up and people are going to the mall. In California, it's really hot here for the last week, and people are bitching and they're defying, you know, Gavin Newsom's orders, and they're all going to the beach, and, you know, and people say it's become a police state, and we should be able to go to the beach. And I'm really two minds with that. First of all, I think you're being a selfish asshole because you can spread the virus. At the same time, a lot of people are locked in a little apartment, you know, they maybe lost their jobs, they have no money, they need some kind of release. The bike paths are closed, the boardwalks are closed, you know, the bicycle riding trails where me and my girlfriend take the dog are closed. So I can see where people are going, fuck it, you know, I want to get out of the house. Matter of fact, I came close, and I wouldn't do it, but I came close to canceling this today because, you know, like a lot of people, I'm doing stuff. I got to clean out my closets. I got to arrange my spice drawer. I got to work out more. I mean, I work out anyway, but I'm working out a lot because what else I cook a lot. But I just went outside and I stained this table outside of the backyard. And it's an old table. I'm going to throw it out. I go, you know what? I'm going to sand it. What else do I have to do? I'm going to stain it, and I'm going to work on it. And I just finished it right before you called me. And then I went out to look at it. I didn't realize, you know, if you stain a table in the sun, it's full of bubbles. It looks like some kind of disease. So I'm trying to put up umbrellas and towels to protect my table. I wasn't going to, if the table has to go, it's got to go. If it developed bubbles, I wasn't going to cancel. I know how important this was to you, Don.
Well, I appreciate I appreciate that was more important than the table for you on this one.
No, you're really not. But I made a commitment to do this, and I don't back out. You're really not as important as my table.
You know, one more quarantine question, then I want to get your take on a bunch of stuff. But what would you say you learned most about yourself during this quarantine? Is there anything that you've kind of had any kind of moments where you had any self-reflection?
You're asking me to dig deep? I'm the Pitbull of Comedy. But, you know, your imaginary listeners, I'm going to blow my whole cover. Every day I worked on for 40 years. You know what I did learn? No, seriously. Excuse me. You know, I learned that, you know what? It's like, don't sweat the small shit. It's all small shit, like the saying goes. That's how it goes.
You know, things in this country ought to work by IQ and not by ID. You know, if you're an idiot, you should never be allowed to vote. Just worry about large fries, small fries, keep your trainee hat on, Gomer, and stay out of the way. I'm voting here.
You know, because, you know, look, like any comedian, I've done well. I'm not a rich guy. I'm not a famous guy. But I know so many people, I'm sure you do too, that have had cancer, maybe have the virus. Now, there's a lot of comedians not working, and I was there for a long time, not that long ago, about 5-6 years ago, right after I left Vegas when I had a gig at Hooters, and I couldn't get back in the clubs because all these new comics came along, and Netflix came along. I'm trying to get back in the clubs, and there was no room for me almost. But before that, I know what it's like living month to month. And now I'm living year to year, which is not nearly as bad as month to month. So there's a lot of comedians who are suffering, and God knows what else. There are a lot of already depressed people living in a one-room apartment in New York City. So what I learned is things could be a lot worse. I've had a lot of friends fall to the wayside. I've people that have lost children, you know, and, you know, people, you know, that's why when I go on Facebook and, you know, people start bitching about, they go, you know, my mother died and she was 9 years old, and you know what, she had a great life. There are people, you know, that are sick, and people losing close family members. And, you know, I lost my wife after 30 years. So I'm just saying, look, I'm still standing, I'm still drinking, I'm still eating, I'm still cooking, you know? So what I learned is to be just thankful. I know I sound like Passover. Be thankful for what you have. I feel like I'm giving a sermon here.
You know, you're always making mistakes. You're always screwing up. You know, you're always apologizing for something or other. And that's why they invented flower stores.
Well, that brings me to the next thing. So you are, the Pitbull of comedy, very outspoken. And like I told you earlier before we started, that you were one of the comics when I was growing up that I loved the most. Fast, hard-hitting style, in your face kind of, no holds barred. So
you're just saying this because I'm the only guy that will do your show.
Every time I just ask the producers before the show, you ever get any bad letters about me? And they said no, and this time I'm really shooting for something.
When I was a young comic opening for bands, I had this little bit of notoriety for saying all these things. I never thought any of it was really that outrageous. But there's so many people doing it now, and I'm not saying they took it from me, because God knows that Don Rickles and Lenny Bruce and George Carlin and Richard Pryor, who were better comics than me and doing it before me. But there's so many guys doing it now that when I play a club, a lot of this stuff seems kind of tame. I mean, you got Jim Jeffries and you got Anthony Jeselnik. There's a million guys, and they're all great, So you see me now, and it's nothing. What I do hate, though, is when I do a gig sometimes, people go, what are you trying to be, Andrew Dice Clay?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not like Andrew Dice Clay.
Right.
What are you trying to be? They mention these comics, and they go, you know what? When I was doing this, when I started doing it, these guys weren't even doing comedy back then,
I would say your brand of comedy definitely paved the way for the Bill Burrs and all that.
Well, Bill has always been a fan of mine, and I think Bill's the greatest comic working today.
Yeah.
Bill Burr, when I watch him, to me, it's almost like, as good as I think I am. I mean, look, there's always be people better. You're not going to be the best baseball player or the best drummer or best guitar player. Eric Clapton and B.B. King always thought they were mediocre players compared to, Jimi Hendrix or Elmore James or whatever. See, when you're a performer and there's always people better than you or came before you, but then you think there's people like you that'll always be better than. That's more important. You think about the people that just aren't that good, But you know what I'm saying? That Bill Burr always said that, when I told him how great, when I first met him, he goes, it's great because he grew up watching me. Not that he, like I said, not that I was the guy that invented this style, but it's nice when there are great comics who, enjoy you. Whether they started first or you started first or whatever,
He's definitely, as far as the modern, today's hot comics, that definitely reflects you the most. He talks fast. He's got the same kind of in-your-face style. He just has that whole thing.
We need a plague. I'm telling you, we need a plague. It's got to happen, and don't be afraid. It's only gonna kill the weak. Seriously.
Well, I think Bill Burr took it to another level. Somebody told me when you put on the Bobby Slayton channel on Pandora, they play a lot of Bill Burr. I wonder if you put on the Bill Burr station, I've been playing Bobby Slayton.
Right.
Either way, the checks are rolling in, Don. I can every day open my mailbox. I can live forever on those Pandora checks.
There you go.
You know what, though? I just think Bill is the best, and I don't know if anybody will be better than him, If they'll be better than Carlin, if they'll be people are as good, better than Richard Pryor. And then again, it's all subjective. I know people that hate Jerry Seinfeld. I know people that hate the Marx Brothers. People hate Curb Your Enthusiasm. People certainly hate me. And I know they hate you. But listen,
that is
true. You can't let that shit get to you. There was a show I did in Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm not making this up. I'll never forget this. And it was Birmingham, the first time I played there, a great club to start on, but the South wasn't really ever my market. Atlanta was, because a lot of New Yorkers there, and it was very urban, good restaurants, and somebody, I guess it was a saying, if you go out of Atlanta, 10 minutes out of Atlanta, you're in Georgia,
Right, yeah.
Where, you're really in the Jethro Bodine, Appalachian Mountains, hillbilly,
yeah.
The Langmores from Ozark, But I would play Birmingham, and a lot of the people didn't like me. A lot of people didn't get me. I was that fast-talking New York Jew.
I don't want pork. Oi, hey, Dane. Oi, is there pork in here?
Anyway, I did a show at the Stardome one night, and it was really a good show. It was one of my better shows. And it's a big comedy club. It was 400 seats. And right after the show, I'm not sure if I was signing CDs, I guess walking through the crowd or whatever, a guy comes up to me and says, I've been coming here every week for the last 5 years. You're the greatest comic I've ever seen. And I swear to God, literally within 1 minute, another guy came up to me, said the exact same thing. And he goes, I've been coming here like every week the last 8 years, you're the worst comic. Nothing funny about you. You suck. It was the same show. It was within a minute. So, people can look at things totally different, So, whatever. I don't know why I brought that up.
No, but it's a good point, though. What's great to one person is not going to be great to another. And it's weird because it is the same show. But that's the way it is. People see things through different lenses, man. It's crazy.
Well, and I don't want to talk about Pumpkinhead, but it's like Trump, Most of the people that follow him that you see on TV are, they're redneck, hillbilly, fat, stupid morons. But there are intelligent people that like him. And no matter what you say about the guy, you're not going to change anybody's mind.
Right.
They can think all they want about you. They can call me a Hollywood liberal. You know what? And sometimes I go on Facebook just because I've had a few glasses of wine, or I'm cranky, or I just want to say something. And then, you'll get assholes with their Jesus shit and God, and country. And you're never going to change these people, you know. And the religious ones are the best because Trump has, I checked it out the other day, he has definitely broken 8 or 9 of the 10 commandments. And thou shalt not kill. Well, there's a lot of people that committed suicide, a few people, when he had his horrible Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, and people went bankrupt, and there was a couple of stories of people that killed themselves. And I'm not saying it directly caused him, so thou shalt not kill. I think he's broken 11 out of 10 commandments. That's how much I hate that piece of shit. But anyway, next question.
All right, that leads us. Here we go with the hot topics. I could cross off your thoughts on Donald Trump. Now, the first one is, can injecting bleach help fight the virus? And what's your thoughts on that?
Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me.
My thoughts are, if anybody does this, good. I hope you fucking die. And there's a lot of people that don't wish death on anybody. I'm not one of those people. There's too many people. Whether you want to call it Darwinism or thinning out the herd or survival of the fittest, there are people that need to die. Those people need to die. Let me tell you something. I used to do a bit when I was a young comic. It reminded me that, they have on Clorox bleach, do not drink. And they have it with those skull and crossbones, like they do with a lot of, ammonia products and disinfectant. And there were kids that would drink bleach occasionally and die. I said, you know what? That doesn't bother me because I remember when I was a kid, and there's a lot of things I ate, and there's a lot of things I tried. I always blew fingers with firecrackers. I did some crazy drugs. But all you have to do is smell bleach. And if it's going to cross your mind to take a sip of that, you need to die. And you're going to tell me children shouldn't die. And those are the children that grow up to be the serial killers, Jeffrey Dahmer, or Trump supporters.
And that's a big statement.
And I don't think you can catch, even a bad device, I don't think you can catch it on Zoom. Through Zoom, I don't know, though.
You never know these days. Who knows? This virus keeps on.
We should have been wearing masks as a role model for the kids watching you. So I know you got a lot of young, impressionable kids. Yeah, but as far as drinking and ingesting bleach and stuff, what are you fucking retarded? But don't tell me you can't use the word retarded, because you can, because those people are retarded.
Again, fun for the whole family. Everybody here, it's all family. I'm the best family act ever.
My next one is, what's up with Joe Biden? So we'll switch gears to the Democrats a little bit. What's up with Joe Biden? Is he the best that the Dems really have?
My name's Joe Biden. I'm running for President of the United States. Look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other person.
I find it kind of sad, and I like Joe Biden a lot. And even though maybe he's forgetful, maybe he's getting on in years, but whatever he's forgetting is more than Trump ever knew. So I think it's kind of sad that, him and Bernie, two guys over 80, around 80, both over 80, right?
I think so.
Were our last two choices, and I think they're both great. I just wish they were both 5 years younger, and one of them could be vice president, just like he was with Obama. But the other thing is that, you know, it's sad because a lot of people won't vote for an 82-year-old man. You know, they're using an excuse to reelect Trump. But yeah, I just wish all those other people, Kamala Harris and all of them, I like them all. You know, Buddha Bitterbag, gay guy, and you know, it's just sad that we're reduced to an 82-year-old guy, and we might lose the election, or America might lose, because of the age.
Granddaughters not only love their dads, their grandpops, they always like them, and that's the great thing. Thank you, baby. Thanks.
You know, in any event, you know, if Trump does get reelected, personally, I don't know how much it's going to affect me. You know, it just frustrates me so much to watch that asshole on television. At the same time, he's highly entertaining. You know, I have no grandchildren, so I really don't give a shit about the future, to be honest with you.
There you go. That's one way to look at it. I actually have a grandkid coming on the way, but in later this month, actually, believe it or not.
You have what?
A grandchild coming. Well,
do me a favor. Make sure you post some pictures on Facebook, because everybody wants to see your fucking grandkid. Yeah. Is it your daughter or son?
It's my daughter, 28-year-old daughter. She's I always got to tell everybody because I was a young dad, so she's married and 28 years old and did it the right way.
My daughter's 31, my daughter's 32 and not married, and I couldn't give a shit. But grandchildren, I know people love grandchildren. I didn't even like having kids. I love my daughter. I couldn't wait for her to get out of the house. I don't want more kids coming over here. And you know, and all my friends, here I am with my grandchildren. Fuck you and your grandchildren. I don't need to see them. The world's going to be over soon anyway. My girlfriend just texted me. She's I'll do some good news here. Okay, she's did you see the season finale of Homeland?
I have not yet. I got to catch up on Homeland.
Well, when you see the season finale, I guess Carrie, I haven't seen it in about 2 years, but I guess in the season finale, and this isn't not giving anything away, it's like she gets some beautiful jewelry from somebody, I don't know if it's her boyfriend or husband, I haven't watched the show, but it's from Dominique Cohen, my girlfriend from Beverly Hills.
Nice. Wow.
I thought I'd give her a plug so your imaginary listeners, if they need to buy jewelry, they can go to Dominique Cohen's website.
There you go.
Yeah.
All the fans are going to be logging in. So all my.
Well, what's good? You got to remember, the more jewelry she sells, with my birthday coming up in May, the better gift I get because I'm turning.
So you just said you're turning 65 in May. You went out a little bit, but yeah, happy.
Turning 65. I'm 65 years old in May.
Wow. You look great. I mean, you're still in great shape. You're working out and stuff. You're probably better shape than I am.
Compared to you, yes. Not compared to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan, he's an animal, that guy. But me, I'm just a
big time.
Yeah.
How old are you, Don?
I am 48. 48 years old.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, when's the grandchild coming? Because you might not be living that long.
A couple of weeks. Like, I think she's due at the end of May. She might be, who knows, when's your birthday in May what?
25th.
Maybe you might share a birthday with my grandkid. You never know.
That would be just great, man. That'd be great.
Then I'll definitely send you those pictures.
Yeah, make sure you put those pictures on Facebook along with your cat, your dog, whatever you got. Yeah, I love all that stuff.
There you go. And the next question: have you seen the UFOs that the military posted videos?
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh.
And it's a story that hasn't really gotten that much, but it just happened this week. If you get a chance.
What's interesting is I love all that UFO stuff. I haven't seen anything. And I watch the news every day. I'm on the internet all day with the news. No, I'll go Google it after. Well, what about it?
It was flying over Jacksonville, and I just wanted to get your take on aliens, alien life. Do you believe in that, and what's your take?
Yeah, and I believe in aliens. They're so advanced. I think the first place they're going to is either Jacksonville or Tampa.
People turning south from the freeway were startled when they saw 3 flying saucers high over Hollywood Boulevard.
And I'm a big UFO fan. I don't, and my whole take on it is, even if 1 out of every 1,000 of those is a UFO, That's enough to tell me there's UFO. You know, it's like haunted housing. There's 40 haunted housing shows on TV. There's haunted mansions, haunted castles, haunted B&Bs. How many haunted? And even though, again, 99% of that's probably bullshit, if 1 out of every 100 ghosts is real, like an Amityville Horror, Poltergeist, then some of them got to be real.
Something's right. Yeah, there's got to be some truth to it somewhere.
No, I was watching one of those haunted house shows the other night, and you know, because I'm stuck at home and I've caught up with all these shows, so I'm flipping channels and go, okay, another haunted house show, and I turn on, and then you know, as I'm flipping channels, I never saw. Oh my God, it's so horrible. What are those Real Housewives shows?
Oh,
you know?
yeah,
I've seen ads for them.
Right.
You know, I don't know if it's Real Housewives. Every fucking city has one. Real Housewives of Jacksonville, Atlanta, New York, Beverly Hills.
You mean I have been her friend. I have never hurt her. No, I have never hurt her.
So I'm watching this for like half an hour, and then you just hit yourself in the head. Go, why am I watching this shit? But I'm watching this, and I thought to myself, if I had to get stuck with a ghost or a Real Housewife, I would rather live in the Amityville Horror House with ghosts banging on the pipes, hanging themselves, dead kids, whatever the hell, than live with one of those fucking broads.
Same here. It'd be a lot more peaceful. Yeah.
That would be a nightmare. Holy shit. Wait, hold on. There's motion at my front door. I'm going to my front door.
All right.
Where's at my front door? Oh, you're leaving. Oh, yeah. Oh, the maids are leaving. Wait. The cleaning people. Cleaning people will be turned around. You can't see them.
Yeah, let me see it.
Leaving. I'm leaving now.
Hello.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Hi. How are you?
Hi.
All right. Doing good?
They were here late. My house is such a mess. Okay. By the way, you know what amazes me? And I don't know. You know, it's really incredible with everybody wearing masks now. How do Asian people tell each other apart? It was hard enough without the mask. What do they do? They're like squirrels and crows and ducks. That they can tell who their girlfriends and boyfriends are. Those fucking Asians. Who started this whole thing?
Exactly.
I don't even think the Chinese can say Corona. They got Corona. They can't even say it. Yes, I never liked them, by the way, the Chinese. Always hated them. I don't think there should be violence against Asian people. I think that's awful and racism. But I like their food, but and the karate movies, I never liked them. You know, they can't drive. I was one of the first comics to say that. You can't even say that anymore.
What does every Chinese guy? What do they go to the barber and say?
Oh, can you cut it like Mo?
Come on, how about a Shimper or Larry?
No, I want it like Mo.
Okay, Chinese guy. Here, you look like Mo. Okay, Mo.
Fuck them. Okay, anyway, what else? I'm the French, I'm the Germans, I'm Jewish, I hate the Israelis, I don't like anybody.
Sounds like you having a great life.
I live by myself, I don't have any grandchildren coming. The people like you, it's just a nightmare. It's good.
Well, you're awesome. Is there any thing you want to say to all my imaginary listeners, and where can they see more Bobby Slayton?
No, but tell Governor, say I would love to come back someday. Last 2 times I was there during a giant snowstorm. So nobody came to my shows. So, but I haven't been there in years. That was one of the few clubs I really enjoyed, was Governor's. I haven't been there in a long time. I had a couple of, and there were a great couple of Italian restaurants right there on the, the Jericho Turnpike. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. One of my favorite Italian joints right there. I love coming to the island. I love going to Jersey, just because you get those authentic, New York, Jersey kind of style restaurants.
Yes,
you find them in California, but it's not the same.
Right. Yeah. Well, I was living in Atlanta for a little while, and it's the same thing. They have, like there's people there that are making good food, but it's never the same as it is back home. So.
No. It's always great to come back to New York and Chicago and San Francisco. Great towns for Italian.
Awesome.
All right.
I appreciate you. I hope the table turns out great.
I got to go look at it now because there's a lot of bubbles. I'll never forgive you for this. I found that you can't stay in the sun. I learned that. I'm not, that's why I don't have a home building show. I'm not good at this shit.
You're the best. I appreciate it. It was so great. Thanks again for everything, Bobby.
All right, pal. I'll talk to you. I got to go. I tell you, and goodbye to all your Imaginary listeners. Everybody stay safe, as they say. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Take care.
Okay, bye.